Right now at noon, a barn fire in Dane County is considered a barn that is considered a total loss after a fire last night. We'll have the latest. And the Mueller report is out, and a new fight in Congress is just beginning. The latest action taken by House Democrats.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at noon.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Mark Kane. Thanks for tuning in to News 3 Now on this Good Friday. We'll have those stories coming up in just a bit. But first, let's head over to the Weather Center. Meteorologist Chris Reese has a look at our Easter weekend forecast.
Yeah, it's going to be a very beautiful weekend. Spectacular weather already showing up across the state. We've had cloud cover, folks, for days, but now things are getting a lot better for us. Those temperatures much warmer than they were at this time yesterday by about 10 to 15 degrees, depending on where you are. We also see a lot of the sunshine on visible cloud track. This is something cool right here that you might be able to see on your screen. Some lake effect cloud cover working its way towards the south and west from the Milwaukee area, but that will not be impacting us. In fact, any cloud cover that we see around here is now starting to work its way on out of the area, and so expect crystal blue skies really going through the rest of today, overnight, and into early on Saturday as well. The temperature right now 52, but it is breezy. Those winds are coming out of the north and northeast at 21 miles per hour. 58 as you work your way towards basketball, lacrosse also at 58, and then you see what that lake wind is doing with temperatures still in the 40s as you work your way over towards the lake shore. But as we go through the next couple of hours, watch those temperatures begin to warm on up. We are talking upper 50s for highs. It gets better though. We're watching this warm front across parts of Montana as we speak, and then high pressure along with that is really going to allow those temperatures to warm up, but we're going to have to watch it as it begins to push its way towards the south. It could set things up for an unsettled weather pattern early next week, and Mark, that's what I'm going to talk about as we get towards that main forecast.
We will enjoy the weekend in the meantime.
Oh yeah, a beautiful weekend coming up.
We'll see you in a few minutes, Chris. Thank you. Topping the news today, 3 people were found dead last night inside a home in Outagamie County. Seymour police said the department responded to a home for a report of a domestic incident. After repeated attempts, the emergency response team entered the home at about 8 a.m. today. Officers found a 35-year-old man, a 3-year-old girl, and a 3-month-old girl dead inside the home. Police did not identify them this morning and said names were being withheld. Police say there is no active threat to the community. The Berlin Police Department said it is investigating an incident at the high school yesterday. Police say in a news release that there was an altercation involving 2 Berlin high school students at the school. A video posted to Facebook of an incident claiming to show a fight at the high school Thursday shows one boy repeatedly punching another boy. Police have not confirmed the video is related to the incident in the report. School officials are working with the Berlin Police Department on this investigation. A barn in Dane County, a dairy farm, is a total loss following a fire overnight. 9 fire departments and the sheriff's department were called to the fire at 1948 County Highway B in the town of Pleasant Springs. The farmers were able to get all the animals out of the barn, but everything else inside the barn was lost in the fire. Crews were on the scene for about 5 hours. A total damage estimate is not yet available, but the barn is believed to be a total loss. The Stoughton Fire Department is still investigating the cause of the fire, but it does not appear to be suspicious. Madison police are looking for a man they say robbed a West Side convenience store last night. Officers were called to the Stop and Go BP gas station at 6202 Schrader Road just after 10. Police say the suspect implied to the clerk that he had a gun before taking money from the register and running away. Police tried using a canine to track the suspect, but were not able to find him. One day after the release of the Mueller report, one thing is clear: the investigations into the president will continue. Natalie Brand has more details from Capitol Hill.
House Democrats today issued a subpoena to see special counsel Robert Mueller's full report.
We need the whole report, including the underlying documents, unredacted, as has been the case in every previous situation similar to this, where Congress got it all.
Mueller found no evidence of conspiracy or coordination with Russians interfering with the 2016 election, but he did not decide the question of obstruction of justice. In his report, he writes, the conclusion that Congress may apply the obstruction laws to the president's corrupt exercise of the powers of office accords with our constitutional system of checks and balances and the principle that no person is above above the law.
We believe that the first Article 1, the legislative branch, has a responsibility of oversight of our democracy, and we will exercise that.
While Democrats say they will continue to investigate the president, most have stopped short of calling for impeachment, and Republicans say it's time to move on.
I think the Democrats are kind of like a dog with a bone on this. They're just going to keep chewing on it. But I think from the standpoint of most people, these issues are sort of settled and I think kind of in the rearview mirror, and they're ready to move on.
President Trump moved on to his Florida golf course this morning, but only after tweeting about the, quote, crazy Mueller report. And he called the sworn testimony of some in the report, quote, total BS.
The poor American people were lied to for 2+ years by the mainstream media, and someone's got to answer for that.
Okay. House Democrats have planned a conference call for Monday to discuss next steps. And Natalie Brand, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
And Congressman Doug Collins, the top Republican on the House Judiciary Committee, accused Democrats issuing a widely overbroad subpoena for the unredacted report, saying it would be against the law for the DOJ to hand over documents from a grand jury that's still ongoing. It's been 24 years since a massive explosion at the Alfred P. Murrah building in Oklahoma City, which killed 168 people. Today, family members, survivors, first responders, and other community members are gathering at the Oklahoma City National Memorial to remember the victims. There was 168 seconds of silence observed. In addition to those killed, there were 700 injuries and an estimated $650 million in damage. Bomber Timothy McVeigh was executed, while his co-conspirator, Terry Nichols, is serving 161 consecutive life terms. The Overture Center for the Arts is warning Hamilton fans to be wary of third-party sellers for the Madison performances, since single ticket sales have not gone on sale as of yet. Overture officials say they're seeing fake pages and events claiming to have the last few tickets to see Hamilton in Madison. The Post said it is not true, since the individual tickets have not gone on sale for any Hamilton performances. As of now, the only way to get Hamilton tickets is through 2019-2020 season ticket passes. Individual tickets will go on sale in the future. And there's more to come on News 3 Now at noon. Up next, we'll see what Howard's working on in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
A show-stopping dessert just in time for Easter. Not only is it easy, it'll put a smile on your face, too. With Easter just days away, we're sharing a show-stopping dessert that'll grab everyone's attention. It's a rich-tasting coconut cake that starts with a supermarket shortcut and ends with lots of oohs and ahs. In fact, it's so good, it'll have your guests asking for seconds. We start by combining a package of white cake mix with some coconut milk, not cream of coconut, a bit of oil, and a few eggs. After the batter is smooth, we pour it into a couple of 8-inch cake pans. Then we bake these until the centers are set, which takes about a half an hour. While they bake and cool, we make a vanilla buttercream by beating together some butter, coconut milk, vanilla, and a good amount of powdered sugar. After the cakes cool, we top one of the layers with our buttercream, then place the second layer on top and frost the whole thing with the rest of the buttercream. To finish it off, we cover with coconut before decorating it. You can use jelly beans, bunnies, or whatever you have that's fun and festive. To get the recipe for our ultimate coconut cake, all you need to do is hop on our website. Imagine this as the centerpiece of your table. I'm Howard with Kelly, who loves the holidays. And today we found a very hoppy way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
All right, Howard, happy Easter. There's more to come on News 3 Now at noon. Up next, a sunny day across the area and the work week. Meteorologist Chris Reese has your weekend forecast when we come back. Our Call for Action phone bank is open right now, ready to take on your consumer issues. You can call our hotline, and volunteers will help you with any consumer complaints. The number is 608-270-2833. The service open every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday between 11 and 1. The stock markets and the ag markets are closed today. And where retirees are spending their golden years, well, Mark Lieberman has more in today's Money Watch report.
Both Both the New York Stock Exchange and the NASDAQ are closed today for Good Friday. The long weekend follows a busy week of earnings reports along with the highly anticipated Pinterest and Zoom IPOs. Trading will resume on Monday. Uber's self-driving car unit is getting a $1 billion investment ahead of the company's stock market debut. The ride-hailing firm says the Japanese tech group, SoftBank's Vision Fund, and carmaker Toyota provided the cash boost. That will increase the value of Uber's advanced technologies group to $7.25 billion. Uber says the cash will speed up self-driving development. The National Enquirer is being sold to the heir of airport newsstand company Hudson News. The publication faces accusations of blackmail from Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos and burying stories that could have hurt Donald Trump's 2016 presidential campaign. Tabloid owner American Media says it wants to get out of the tabloid business to focus on its other operations. And more retirees are moving to New Mexico. A United Van Line survey says the Southwest state is the new top destination to retire. Florida and Arizona round out the top three. On the flip side, retirees were leaving Northeast states like New Jersey, Maine, and Connecticut. And that's your CBS Money Watch report. For more, head to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the CBS Broadcast Center, I'm Mark Liverman.
All right, Mark, thank you. Nearly 45 million Americans are in the path of deadly storms that are being tearing through the southern plains for 3 days now. That system blamed for at least 4 deaths. It spanned multiple tornadoes while dumping heavy rain and uprooting trees. The storm traveled more than 700 miles over 24 hours, leaving a trail of crumpled buildings and shredded homes across Texas, including this one, which rolled from its foundation with a young couple still inside.
It just kind of kept on rolling. My wife was in the bathroom. It threw me into the wall and then out the window.
The National Weather Service believes multiple tornadoes touched down in a part of Mississippi. They'll have crews out today surveying the damage to determine the strength of those tornadoes. In contrast, Chris Reese, our weather looking pretty calm.
Yeah, our weather is calm, although things are going to continue for the south and east. We'll touch on that in just a moment. One of the things, though, that I do want to point out, we have hit all of the milestones so far except for our first 80-degree day, which averages on May 5th. However, it may be possible that some folks could hit 80 by the time we get you towards the weekend. Hold on to that. We'll touch on it. But let's start with where things are right now. Temperatures are in the low 50s. Winds are coming out of the north and northeast at 21 miles per hour. So things are certainly breezy as well as you begin to do anything outdoors on this Good Friday. 55 as you work your way towards Mineral Point. Boscobel warm at 58 degrees as we speak. Now the lake shore is just a little bit colder. That's where some of those temperatures are in the 40s. You've got a wind coming off the lake. It's going to keep things cooler and drier for this time of the year. But here's the cloud cover that we saw earlier today. That's working on out of here. We've got plenty of sunshine back to the west, and that sunshine is going to be staying with us. Now, I talked about the severe weather threat. This is the southeastern coastline, and they have a moderate risk. This is a level 4 out of 5 for added severe weather as the system continues to work its way towards the east. And so we could likely continue to see more and more tornadoes for them. As for us, high pressure is what is going to be in control, especially as we go through the weekend. So that's going to be keeping that sunshine around. One of the things we'll want to watch is this warm front. That is not only going to bring warmer temperatures, but it will begin to set the stage for our weather pattern potentially going into early next week. So let's go ahead and put this into motion and just show you all how things will begin to play out. Again, this is going to move off towards the eastern seaboard. High pressure is what takes control of us, along with the warmer temperatures that are going to be working their way into town for your Easter weekend. So that within itself will be absolutely fantastic. Now pay attention to this little circle that you see on the eastern side of the Rockies. That is going to be a region of low pressure that eventually develops at the same time a cold front starts to work its way southward from northern Canada. Now eventually these two are going to merge, but this region of high pressure down south is pretty strong, and that is going to cause this front to actually stall out with waves of low pressure that are going to be riding along it. That could potentially lead to a fairly active setup for us going to next week. We really want to pay attention to just where it sets up. If it sets up to the south, we'll be a little bit cooler by a couple degrees, but the weather will be nicer. Anything right on top of us or towards the north means more rain and storm chances for us. And so someone is going to get several rain chances as we go through next week. We're going to be watching that throughout the weekend. But for the rest of today, more sunshine, those temperatures right around 57. A clear night tonight. Expect those lows to be right around the freezing mark, but 65 into Saturday. Some added cloud cover into your Easter Sunday morning, but check out Easter afternoon, folks. These temperatures are really going to be absolutely fantastic. Starting things out on a little bit of a cooler note, 65 by midday, and then by the afternoon and evening, 76 degrees. And with enough sunshine, I wouldn't be surprised if someone hits 80 as we go into your Easter Sunday. So again, a lot of warm air coming our way, and then eventually a little bit of a cold down. Here's that unsettled stretch as we go through early next week. But notice those temperatures are still staying mild and perhaps even above average throughout that time frame. But what we'll have to keep a close eye on is just the overall setup for the potential of several inches of rain to come down between now and this time next week. Hopefully we can get that set up south of us, just because of course we need the dry weather around here. We don't have too many major chances for rain in your forecast right now. In the meantime, we are keeping them slight with some sunshine Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, but expect that forecast to change up a bit depending on how the models are trending with the overall setup. Right now, that's just kind of going on the basis that that stationary front kind of stalls to the south, but latest model trends have been bringing that kind of right on top of us. So next week's forecast has sun in it now, but we could be adding some rain chances. So Sunday is the day.
Things can change.
Things always change in weather. That's just how it is.
That's how it goes. Yeah. All right, Chris, thank you.
My pleasure.
Hey, head on News 3 Now at noon. A welding class is helping a Kentucky couple's wedding day dreams come true. We'll have that story after this. A welding class in Kentucky builds a Game of Thrones throne, and love was the inspiration for the creation. Julie Dolan reports.
So it didn't look like much at the beginning.
What started as an aluminum shell now looks like this, a made-to-scale replica of the infamous throne from the HBO hit series Game of Thrones. Anthony Williams, an instructor at the Night School of Welding, says it took 110 man-hours and over 2 months to create. And they had a deadline. Student Michael Hayes requested the piece for his wedding last fall.
The Game of Thrones show was one of the first things that my wife and I really bonded on. So it's a really important thing to us. I was in welding school at the time. I was like, I know at the school we can make that happen.
He said, hey, do you guys think we'd be able to build a throne for my wedding? I just got online and just started drawing it up, drew it up. We decided we were going to build it out of aluminum to keep it light, because if it was steel, it would pretty much stay wherever it sat.
The finished 200-pound throne has between 300 to 400 swords welded on and is exactly what Hayes envisioned. It also made for some pretty fantastic wedding photos.
Everyone's really blown away at how intricate and large it is. Not because it's massive, but we did a lot of detail work too. Besides the awesome fact that my wife pretty much does look like Daenerys, especially when she's all get up, so it made it all the more awesome when I could see her in that outfit sitting in the throne and doing the thing. It's just been awesome.
Williams says it's arguably more authentic than the show's model, which is made out of fiberglass.
It's self-gratifying. Yeah, it's selfishly thrilling to produce something like that.
Hayes gives all the credit to the Night Welding School, which fully funded the roughly $7,000 project.
I can't think of another spot that would allow me to do that. When I walk up to the owner of the school and say, hey, I want to do this for my wife. Okay, I got your back, let's do this. That's just awesome.
The throne is also available to rent for special events like watch parties. Chris Reese? Maybe a housewarming gift.
That's funny. That's funny. Oh, man, the people of Kentucky, I love them so much. Missing home right now. But we have plenty of sunshine out there right now. We are keeping that sunshine around through the weekend. Easter Sunday highs will be near 80 degrees at least. How about that? And then turning a little bit more unsettled towards next week.
All right, that's our time for now. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you back here at 4. In the meantime, have a great afternoon.